Good morning, everyone. Happy hump day. I'm still trying it. I'm trying to see if it'll ever feel natural coming out of my mouth, but
Every time.
Yeah.
I'm going to laugh every time.
I don't like it. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. But welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Kim and Hills. We are so excited to be here with our coffees. Oh my goodness. Did you have a good morning?
Yeah. I mean, it was fine.
I'm not a morning person. Some people are. Some people wake up and they're like, oh, it's a new day.
No, I'm a night owl.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So,
The worst way to be when you have a kid. I'm telling you that right now. It's like,
seriously.
and you don't change once you have a kid. You're still a night owl, but now
No.
you just have to get up in the morning.
And now you're just exhausted all day. It's great.
I know.
Yeah.
I literally wake up when the sun sets. I'm like, I'm alive. I'm like a vampire.
I know. I was talking with my sister the other day and she was like, oh, you work so late sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I do my best thinking from like midnight to 3 a.m. And she was just like,
True.
what?
Me too.
And it was, yeah, that's like if I have a big project for work, that is the time that I can focus and get it done.
Yeah.
And everybody else thinks it's insane, but that's when I can actually like be not distracted and like don't have a ton of emails coming in. Like I can just focus in.
And the house is quiet.
And the house is quiet.
It's just like, but yeah, I don't know what that's about. I mean, some people really are morning people and some people really, really are night people.
Yeah.
Just, it's a thing. It's another study I want to, you have to find an article about this. I don't know how that applies to finances, but you're getting work done.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something there. We'll figure it out.
There's something there. Anyway, let's dig into some hot topics. What do you think? For our first topic, from an article from the Wall Street Journal titled, "For White-Collar Workers, It's Prime Time to Get a Big Raise." Huzzah! Some good money news!
Ooh.
During these scary times of inflation. The labor market is tighter, and that is boosting the bargaining power of the rest of the workforce.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is all, spiraling from the pandemic, right?
Yeah, so I think in the article touched on it that low wage earners have seen a bigger spike in what they are now receiving, which is great.
Yeah.
But now higher earners are also seeing a little bit of a step up. And a lot of it is mostly people in specialized areas because with the Great Resignation, there's a lot of people out of the workforce or are working for themselves or have just figured out that that's not what they want to do anymore. So people are hard tasked to get the right people into roles.
Yep. Yeah, it's due to COVID retirement and childcare issues and burnout.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, hey, there you go. I mean, so if you are working, now's the time to ask for that little pay raise that you've been hoping for.
It is. Or, I mean, and maybe you like your company but don't love it. Maybe you're looking for something slightly different.
Yeah.
By switching roles, switching companies, you can certainly get a much bigger bump typically.
Yep.
But they did say that JP Morgan announced that they spent $3.6 billion additionally on compensation this past year to keep their workers satisfied because they need to retain their top talent. And I think that's actually great because a lot of companies do just say, oh, I'm sorry, you wanted that raise. Well, great. But no. And then they lose that worker and then they hire somebody for that higher.
They're like, well, we can just find someone else.
And then they have to hire somebody for a higher wage anyway. So it's nice that at least JP Morgan is trying to retain the people who are already there.
Right. And I didn't realize how much it's affecting law attorneys. I thought this was really interesting. There is a shortage of corporate paralegals because there aren't enough graduates coming out of schools. So some corporate paralegals can now demand nearly as much pay as an associate lawyer.
Yeah.
What?
That's, I mean awesome. Crazy.
Yes. I mean, that'll get you through inflation. And then once, inflation settles, you can really start saving some money. So this could set you up really nicely right now, actually. Because these are, trying times when it comes to attempting to save when all of the prices are literally skyrocketing.
Right.
My husband was literally stocking up on gas the other day because he's so nervous about the price hikes with gas. So
I think it's going to hit us harder than we think. I saw an article on Bloomberg Business the other day mentioned they had an interview with a farmer, can't remember his name, but he said, think that the gas prices are going to be bad. Wait until you get your $1,000 grocery bill a month.
Yeah.
Because, gas is more expensive. So transportation is more expensive to get foods and to, the grocery store. But also this whole article touched on the fact that most of the fertilizer actually comes from Russia right now. And so the price of fertilizer has gone up 4x just in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, man.
And so that is going to be passed on to consumers, unfortunately. Yeah. So we'll continue to see
there's
inflation there.
Areas that we can obviously cut back on, you know, Amazon Prime orders, things that aren't necessities. But when it comes to food, I'm sure you can be more mindful of what you're choosing in the store. I mean, maybe you're not going to be able to shop all organic anymore, or whatever it is you like to shop for. You might have to really, really, be diligent about checking the prices of, and what your options are and stuff. But, when it comes to food, people have to eat. People have families, they have to feed their families. And so I think, this is going to affect a lot of people. But
we're going to go to commercial break, and we're actually going to talk a little bit more about that after we come back.
Yep. Bye. Welcome back. We're going to piggyback off of our last hot topic, and we're going to talk about high food prices to pressure inflation this year. It's an article from the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, so basically we're already talking about this.
Yes.
But it is predicted that households will face higher food prices in the months to come.
And I think that there's a lot of uncertainty as to how much the Russia-Ukraine
is going to
impact it as well. Both are actually huge producers of wheat for the entire world. And then also gas. And we just talked about fertilizer, a lot of fertilizer coming out of Russia and how that's going to affect farming worldwide. So we'll see. I think it's going to be tough coming up.
Yeah.
And it's been tough. They said that vegetable oil has increased 140% since May of 2020, which is a lot. Like, vegetable oil is one of those things where it but has been traditionally super cheap.
Yeah.
It's not your fancy olive oil from the island of Crete.
Your Evie. The article said that these high costs will likely slow global economic growth to 4.1% in 2022. It was 5.5% in 2021. So that is unfortunate as well. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be right back because don't forget, today is Healthy Wealthy Wednesday, and Hillary's got a tip for you. We'll see you in a sec. Welcome back. All right, let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. It's Healthy Wealthy Wednesday. What tip do you have for us today?
So I think financial wellness, we're super passionate about here at ROI TV. And one of the tricks, so we've tracked our finances where we're spending money.
Yes.
We have set up our monthly budget.
Yes.
We are now, and you're working on getting your financial security with your emergency fund.
Right.
So I think, the Healthy Wealthy Wednesday tip this week is to name your savings accounts and have multiple savings accounts for what you're actually saving for.
Oh, give them names?
Give them names.
Oh.
So your emergency fund would be one. And that way you're not thinking of that money as lumped together in your entire savings account. You're actually thinking of it separately. Like, that is my emergency fund. I'm not touching that unless I have an actual financial emergency.
Right. Don't confuse them.
Don't confuse it. Then you can have another one. Maybe this is your saving for a European vacation.
I like that one.
And then, right? And you know how much you want to put in there every month because I'm going to go in October of 2022 and I need to save X amount. And so but that's your vacation fund. And maybe it's not Europe, but maybe it's wherever you choose to go.
See, we're expanding our savings opportunities. So it's not just your emergency fund anymore.
No.
Now it can be a vacation fund or a college fund.
Right. A college fund or a down payment fund. So if you're
Yeah.
wanting to save a down payment for a house or a car or, something significant, have that in a separate bucket, because then again, you're not thinking of it as one big account. You're thinking of it as chunks of money that you're putting towards your financial goals.
Yes, but always remember that when you're saving for your down payment, it doesn't necessarily need to be 20%, as we've learned on Mortgage Q&A with AJ, which is the mistake I made. Ta-da! Anyway, thank you for listening to Healthy Wealthy Wednesday. Let's start applying these tips to our lives and let's become financially well. Oh my gosh, because the stress of finances is too much to bear at times.
Too much.
I can attest. Anyway, we have some great shows airing today. So you won't want to miss them. So remember to tune in to Estate Planning 101, The Business of, and Blockchain Interviews. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Watch ROI TV on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or on your phone on our iOS or Android app. See you there.
That's right. Bye.